Good morning, this is Darnell from Porsche of Ocala. I just wanted to take a moment to go around this beautiful 2017 Porsche Macan. This particular Macan is in the volcano gray metallic, which is a beautiful exterior color. It's one of the newest colors for Porsche. It's a release for the 2017 Macans and Macans only. The interior is agate gray interior, and it's a beautiful color because it's gray and has a brownish tint. You'll see once I go around to the inside of the car. I just want to go over some of the options that this car has. This car is equipped with the Premium Package Plus, which is going to give you a few things. As standard for 2017, you now have parking sensors on the front and rear of the vehicle. So here's one of the sensors right here, and then you have a backup camera as well. In the front here, you have active vents in the grille. This is actually going to help to draw in cool air to improve the performance of the vehicle, and there's actually even a channel in the hood so it redirects air directly into your intake system. One of the things that you get with the Premium Package Plus is the Porsche Dynamic Light System. So the standard lights are xenons, but you get a little upgrade. You have 4-point LED daytime running lights, and then you have the cornering lights here. So when you start to turn, this light's going to come on and improve your visibility going around corners. You have the 19-inch Macan turbo wheels. Also with the Premium Package Plus, you'll get the entry and drive system. So if you look on the door handles, you have a little notch there so that you touch the outside and it locks the car when you put your hand inside the handle and unlocks it. Now let's go around to the back of the vehicle. The Macan has a 3D design tail light, so your lights are going to pop a lot more for the people that are behind you. It seems a little bit more vibrant. It's a completely LED tail light and brake light. You have your 2 exhaust tips. Gives it a very sporty look for an SUV. Let's open the hatch. You get a power tailgate as standard. Okay, you have 2 buttons here. Now, the button on the left is going to be to close the hatch. The button on the right is actually going to be to close the hatch and lock the vehicle. This comes with the entry and drive system. What's also nice is if you wanted to adjust the height of the tailgate for convenience reasons, put it in a garage, or just to make it easier to reach, you can always just pull the hatch down just a little bit, and then you press and hold this button here, and it's going to chime to let you know that it's stored within the memory. Okay, now I'm going to back up a little bit so you get a good look at the vehicle. You see that the Macan has a very sporty design. I mean, it's not like your typical SUV. If you look at the roof, it kind of slopes down towards the back. Has more of a coupe-like design, which is kind of what they were going for. The whole idea behind the Macan was to make a raised-up sports car. So this is kind of like a lifted-up 911. Okay, it is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Produces 252 horsepower and 273 pound-foot of torque. So now we can kind of start to see the interior. Fully agate gray, and carpets, the seats. The seats fold down in a 40-20-40 split, so you can have one side come down, you can have the center come down, or you can have the other side come down. Now if you were to just pull this handle, it'll bring it down like a 60-40, where it has the left side as well as the center come down. But then you can reach back here and pull the handle that's right there, and this will bring down just the center. Now, again, it has a gray that has kind of like a brownish tint to it, which gives it a very elegant feel for an interior color. You have the vents that come standard down in the rear. You do have the rear heated seats, and down here you have a dual USB so that your passengers could charge their phones or any other media device that they might have. Coming up front, You have a few things on this driver's door that are pretty good that you get. You have right here, the top left button is going to be the lane change assist. So when you activate that, I'm going to press it right now. You have a light that comes on in the mirror. Now this shows that the lane change assist is active. So when someone is coming up in your blind spot from the rear of the car, there's going to be sensors that pick up this person, whoever it is coming up beside you, and it's going to light up in the mirror so that you know that someone's in your blind spot. And if you happen to put on your turn signal to switch lanes, it'll flicker a lot faster or rapidly so that you know that someone's in your blind spot. Also, you have the memory package with the 14-way seats. Okay. The memory package allows for you to save 2 memory settings for the driver, 3 memory settings for the passenger. But the third button here is to program the key. So as soon as you unlock the car with your key, it should revert the settings back to the last way that you left it. Now going inside the car, you have the new wonderful multi-function steering wheel. They took the design from the 918 Spider, which is Porsche's supercar. You have paddles on the wheel. On the left side here, this roller is going to be for your volume. The phone, there's a button to answer the phone, and then this diamond-shaped button that you can actually customize to work a number of features. As a standard, typically it's set so that you can switch between media sources, so radio and iPod, for example. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have a roller that's going to control the TFT display, which is this display right here. You have your back button, which will also help to operate the TFT, and then a button to hang up the phone. So just like the sports cars, you have your multiple gauges here. Very traditional look for Porsche. With the entry and drive, you also, speaking of tradition, for the key that's on the left side, you get this key that stays in the ignition, and it actually senses the actual key when you get in the car so you can start it. So there's really no reason to take your key out of your pocket. So here you have the speed on the left, you have your RPMs in the center, as well as your park, reverse, neutral, and drive, so that you know which gear you're in. And then on to the right, you have your TFT display. So I'll get back to that in 1 second. You have a PCM with navigation. It's a complete touchscreen radio that has a proximity sensor, as you can see. So as soon as your hand gets close enough to the screen, the menu pops up to make everything just a little bit more convenient for you, and it gives a very flush look. You have your clock that's standard on the Macan. In the sports cars, you have to get the Sport Chrono package in order to get the clock, but they put it in Macans to give it more of an elegant feel. You have the raised up center console that Porsche is now known for. They started doing this with the Carrera GT and realized how much of a good idea it was to have the controls being a shorter distance from the steering wheel. You have your heated and ventilated seats on both sides, which you also get with the Premium Package Plus. You have your standard sport mode, your PSM, your off-road mode, and that's because the Macan is all-wheel drive, so you can switch it into all-wheel off-road mode so that it operates more like a 4x4 system. You have your lane departure warning, and then your automatic start and stop, which is going to help you save on fuel. So with the automatic start and stop, the car will automatically shut down to conserve fuel. And then the sport button, going back to that, it's going to actually increase your throttle response as well as change the way the car shifts. You do have, as a standard, dual zone climate control. Now just going through the TFT really quick, you have your main menu, your audio function so you can see your stations, your radio, your phone so you can see your contacts and call history, your map, your navigation so you can see your previous destinations, as well as your turn-by-turn directions once you actually activate your navigation system, your trip computer, and then your individual tire pressure for each tire, your torque distribution, so it shows how the power is being sent between the front and rear axle, and then back around to the menu. Now the good thing about this menu, and this is one of the things that I like to focus on, is once you actually access this menu, you have a number of things like checking your oil, because there's no dipstick in the car anymore. You check it through here. You can set a speed limit, and then the most important thing is all of your settings are literally right here at your fingertips. So they made it so that it's kind of there's no reason for you to remove your hand from the steering wheel. There's no reason for you to focus anywhere except ahead of you. So you have everything laid out right there for you. You also get the panoramic roof with the Macan. Again, this is 2017 Porsche Macan in Volcano Gray Metallic. My name is Darnell, and thank you. Look forward to working with you.